Good afternoon. I'm Bucks County District Attorney Matt Weintraub, and I'm here to speak to you about an incident that occurred on Saturday, October the 24th, just a couple of days ago. At about 5:15 in the afternoon, Jason Cutt was shot while sitting with his girlfriend at the edge of Old Ridge Road in front of the lake in Nockamixon State Park, just waiting for the sun to set. Jason Cutt was 18 years old. He was a 2020 Palisades High School graduate. At the time that he and his girlfriend were sitting at the park, his girlfriend heard a shot and then observed Jason fall backwards. His girlfriend reported looking up Old Ridge Road as that occurred after Jason was shot and observed a male dressed in an orange vest, which she described as hunting clothing, standing behind the yellow gate on Old Ridge Road, looking in their direction. The investigation started immediately after she called 911. And it showed that the distance from that yellow gate to where Jason and his girlfriend were sitting, and I'm not mentioning her name to respect her privacy, was about 550 feet away. DCNR park rangers arrived several minutes later, and you can see that they're arrayed with me here today, and they performed CPR on Jason. Jason Cutt was then transported to St. Luke's Bethlehem Hospital and was listed in critical condition after he was shot. He suffered a single gunshot wound to the back of his neck. Today, Jason Cutt was pronounced dead. But I would like to commend his family for making a courageous decision to have Jason give the gift of life to others. His organs will be donated to others so that they may live, so that he will not have died in vain. And I would say today, as I say in every prosecution or every investigation that we ever have, where somebody unfortunately succumbs to their injuries, that the gift of life supersedes any investigative priority that we may ever have. Sometimes there's a concern that that may complicate the medical examiner's job, but I don't care. I want to make sure that somebody that has the ability to prolong other people's lives gets that chance even in their death. I'd like to commend Pennsylvania State Police, Bedminster Township Police Department, Tinicum Township Police Department, the Pennsylvania Game Commission, Bucks County Special Operations Dive Team, Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, and Bucks County detectives who have all collaborated on this investigation to date. But that hasn't been enough. Despite their tremendous collaborative efforts, we need your help. We need the public's help. Quite simply, if you were in Nockamixon State Park on Saturday, October the 24th, in the area of Old Ridge Road, either hunting or enjoying a day in the sun, or if you may have witnessed anything related to this incident, please, please contact us at bucksda.org or call us at 215-348-6868. We want to get to the bottom of this. We don't have any suspects. We don't even know if a crime has been committed yet, but we need to understand how Jason Cutt died, and we need your help to do that. At this point, I'll take any questions that you might have.
Now,
Jim?
For those of us who are not familiar with hunting rules and laws, are people allowed to hunt there at a state park? It seems kind of weird. You're at a state park where you can watch the sunset but also hunt.
I don't want to editorialize too much, but it is my understanding that although this park is open to the public, the non-hunting public, hunters are permitted, as long as they follow the rules, they are permitted to hunt in that area on that day. They were permitted. Now, hunters obviously are held to a pretty high standard, have to make sure that they can do so and discharge their weapons safely. I don't want to prejudge anything though, Laurie. We just want to talk to obviously anybody that knows anything about this, and then we'll make a determination as to whether any crimes have been committed.
That's what I was going to say, Matt. You said you don't know if there was a crime committed or not yet. What process do you have to go through once you start talking to that person?
We need to understand what the shooter's intent was, whether there was actually any criminal mental state. Things can happen on purpose, they can happen knowingly, recklessly, they can happen through gross negligence or purely by accident. We have no way of knowing other than making educated guesses at this point, and that's not sufficient. Jason Cutt is entitled to more than that.
What season, what were they hunting? What hunting season's going on at Optimus?
What happens? Be more likely for the state game to answer that one.
What were they hunting, guys?
I didn't know how to talk.
What is it? No, that's okay, you just tell me.
There was a deer season and small game, and a special muzzleloader season.
Okay. And is that for deer and small game too? Special muzzle loader?
That would be deer only.
Okay. I understand that it was for special muzzle loader season, but it could be for deer only for that, but also for regular hunters for deer and small game. So it was in fact a legitimate day to be hunting out there.
Have you recovered any ballistics?
That's part of the investigative information that we were gathering. I know the answer to that, but I can't disclose that. I don't want to disclose that.
I'm just asking that to find out if a hunter was using muzzleloader and the victim may have gotten hit with some type of ballistics from a muzzleloader.
Well, I'll say this. Obviously, once Jason's autopsy is conducted, we'll have better information, better evidentiary information. Maybe not concrete, but we'll have a way better idea. So the investigation is not over for our part, but we certainly could use the public's help.
Matt, does that mean that this has not been officially ruled homicide at this point?
I think that's fair to say. I don't want to prejudge it, Vinny. To the extent that something can be a homicide by accident, it would still be an accidental shooting. But I do not want to prejudge it. I don't want to chill anybody from coming forward. We want to get to the truth. I don't want anybody to be defensive if they have nothing to be defensive about. One thing that the hallmark of our office is we pride ourselves on being very fair and not prejudging a situation until all the facts are at our disposal. And that's why it's really important that we learn all the facts so that we can make a fair and proper assessment.
What possible reason could someone have to shoot a gun, a hunter, to shoot a gun and see someone fall and walk away?
I can't imagine a possible reason if they in fact saw that occur. There would be no reason, but I don't know that to be the case. It's a fair cause and effect that would not have a logical, valid reason, but we don't know that actually occurred. We want to examine all of the facts first.
And also, wouldn't a muzzleloader be just like a scatter shot, whereas this was a straight shot?
I'm not sure. I think a muzzle loader can shoot one projectile, right?
550 feet?
Well, I don't know. I need to do a little more research on that, but we'll definitely gain some more clarity on that once we have the results of the autopsy.
Can you describe the area where it happened?
Yes. Do we have the map? Manny, can you put the map up, please? I'll give you a little bit of detail.
Is there any way that a hunter might mistake him as an animal that they might be going after or something like that?
Wait, that a hunter may what?
Mistake him as an animal, like,
well,
is it a clear shot? You know what I mean? Like,
it's hard for me to say, but if you saw Jason, he's a very large man, and he has, I think it's bright red hair. I can't substitute myself for what a hunter or the shooting person may have or have not seen, but I think that would be difficult. And if you look here, I'm going to step away from the microphone just for a second. This is the marina area that most people are familiar with. This is the road into the park. And this is where Jason was sitting with his girlfriend, and we believe that the shot occurred 550 feet away in this direction, down the roadway.
Jason was wearing a black hat with a bright orange brim.
Matt, just
Jason also had a black hat on with a bright orange brim.
one other question though. So did the shot come from, I know that's a wooded area where they were sitting at. So did she say the hunter was in the woods and then walked out, or do they know which direction that came from?
The only thing that we could say that the evidence leads us to believe at this point is that when his girlfriend looked up, she was able to see a hunter in the roadway. But where the actual shot came from, it had to be close by to there if in fact it did come from that hunter, but we can't say definitively yet.
If you could talk to that hunter, since he was the only person we know that was there, what would you specifically say to him, assuming he's watching this right now?
Well, first let me say this, we're already getting tips. So there are some people out there that are trying to help us. And there's no such thing as a bad tip, let us be the judge. But if you are in fact responsible and you have an explanation or you have a version of events that you would like us to consider, please come forward. Jason Cutt and his family deserve it. We'd love to hear from you, and we will not prejudge the situation until that happens.
I may have missed this, sir, but was he wearing like a bright orange kind of gear, and what was he, did he have that on?
Yes, the hunter was, yes.
The hunter was wearing
Yes,
that?
and that's how Jason's girlfriend was able to spot him and at least describe him. Yes,
Did she say he ran away or just walked away or
just walked away. Just walked away.
just walked away?
What did the girlfriend have on?
I don't know.
Black t-shirt, black sweater.
Black t-shirt and black sweater.
Did the girlfriend mention how many shots she heard?
One shot, a terrible, fatal shot. Yes, Nikki.
Would you put a call out for anyone with a trail cam in the area to send in the trail cams?
Absolutely. If you can think of something that I haven't, please don't let my limited intellect and experience prevent you from giving us good information. If you know of something that I've not thought of that will help us, send it our way.
Are you able to tell us where they parked their vehicle? Like, did they walk down the road down?
Yeah, yes, they parked at the nearest parking area and they walked to the edge of the road to the lake.
Was it possible, were they parked illegally or trespassing on anybody's
No.
property? I noticed there were some signs out there for no trespassing on a property.
They were legally where they were permitted to be. They were just a young couple with their whole lives ahead of them trying to enjoy a peaceful sunset.
Can you tell us what you know about the victim? Yeah, I understand he's a recent high school graduate. Would there be
High school graduate,
anything
Palisades.
he might have involved in some kind of situation? Like,
We have run down every possible angle because obviously that's where you want to start with the victim and work your way outwards. This was a young kid with his whole life ahead of him who had no enemies, no apparent enemies, had done nothing wrong, had done nothing to incur any wrath from anyone. This is just a terrible tragedy, and right now we're trying to find out who was at the other end of that gun and whether a crime had been committed.
my next question is, and I don't want to cause alarm or anything, but is this, are you considering like a random act of like a madman out there? I don't know.
No. That had never, that occurrence has never entered my mind. That possibility had never entered my mind. And I'll put it to you this way. I hate to even say this, but if you really were hell-bent on assassinating people, you would not wear a bright orange hunting vest to do so. So I believe that this was either a tragic accident or it could be a hunter who wasn't potentially hunting the way they were supposed to. Anybody else?
Just,
Yes.
regarding the school, I think you said Palisades. I thought the parents had on Facebook it was Penn Ridge, and if he lived in Sellersville.
Well, they would certainly know. I get my information from other people, so you have to forgive my ignorance if I misspoke. 1 second, please.
She's Palisades, he's Penn Ridge.
The girlfriend's Palisades. You can flip her. Yeah, Jason Cutt went to Penn Ridge. Thank you for checking me on that. His girlfriend went to Palisades. I had misinformation, so I appreciate you correcting the record for me.
Do you know how tall Jason?
You want to see the, we're gonna let you look at all the pictures.
Okay, I'm just trying to describe him to my readers, like, so he's.
I think it was about 6'3".
6'3", bright orange hair, wearing a black cap with the orange stripe, did you say? I didn't hear. Orange
Yes.
rim.
All right, thank you all. I appreciate you all for coming. Hopefully you can help us spread the word so we can help Jason's family get some peace. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.